Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Kemal AA and this is another Chelsea transfer news video for you guys, where I'll be discussing all the latest news surrounding Chelsea. But this is a much bigger video. This is surrounding pretty much all of football, the sport of football. Football is being ruined. The football that we know right now is about to end. This is tragic news. This is devastating for football fans, not just Chelsea fans, but to Arsenal fans, United, Premier League fans, French football fans, German football fans. This is a travesty. It has been announced that the European Super League is imminent. It is going to be formalised between the Italian, French, English, German and Spanish clubs. And it's going to be run by Florentino Perez, who is of course the president of Real Madrid. And then we're going to be disclosing the board members, the vice presidents that's going to be in it as well. And essentially disclosing all the latest information that I know and that we know right now in regards to the European Super League. UEFA have released a statement. The FA have released a statement. The Premier League have released a statement. It's gone crazy. This is absolutely wild. I'll be discussing all the latest information, keeping you guys up to date as well. A statement might be announced this evening at 9:30 by all Premier League clubs, but this could be really bad news for Chelsea, and not just for Chelsea, but so many clubs. This could be the end of football, and this came out of nowhere. This honestly came out of nowhere. But starting off, I'm going to be giving the Premier League's official statement to all this news. Now, but before I do give the initial statements from UEFA, Premier League, etc. initially. Now, firstly, what is the European Super League? What are they proposing? Now, the European Super League is essentially the best top 20 European teams that come together from England, France, Germany, Spain, and it's Italy, etc. All the best teams, the top 20 teams in Europe, playing home and away throughout the whole season, scrapping the Champions League. You're still going to play in your domestic league, your representative, your respective domestic Premier League, etc. And the German, the Italian, keep the Premier League as it is, your domestic leagues. But it's scrapping the Champions League, a brand new format. But there's going to be European Super League. So essentially the top best 20 teams, what they do, you play home and away throughout the entire season. And then essentially 15 of those teams will be there forever. They will be the foundation. And then 5 will have the ability from the current domestic leagues to qualify for it. Now, by entering this European Super League, you get initial 300 million euros for qualifying for the European Super League, and currently you only get 100 million euros for qualifying for the current Champions League format that we have right now. And it just indicates the direction that we're going in. It's all about greed, finances, money laundering, increasing the finances, boosting the profits. It's all about revenue, TV money, and this is the direction that we're heading in. And I said before, the money's running football, but this is what I literally mean. Now, starting off with the Premier League, the Premier League released a statement in regards to the rumours about the European Super League. And here is the statement. The Premier League condemns any proposal that attacks the principles of open competition and sporting merit, which are at the heart of the domestic and European football pyramid. Fans of any club in England and across Europe can currently dream that their team may climb to the top and play against the best. We believe that the concept of a European Super League would destroy this dream, which I completely agree with. The Premier League is proud to run a competitive and compelling football competition that has made it the most widely watched league in the world. Our success has enabled us to make an unrivaled financial contribution to the domestic football pyramid. A European Super League will undermine the appeal of the whole game and have a deeply damaging impact on the immediate and future prospects of the Premier League and its member clubs and all those in football who rely on our funding and solidarity to prosper. That was the Premier League releasing a statement on the matter. Now, UEFA also released a statement stating that if this European Super League was to go ahead, they are saying that we reiterate that a member of associations will remain united in our efforts to stop this cynical project founded on the self-interest of a few clubs at a time when society needs solidarity more than ever. UEFA threatens to take legal action against teams and players who participate in the Super League. Teams will also be banned from their domestic leagues if they go on with the project of the Super League. The decision taken by all top 5 leagues together, UEFA. This is going nuts. Now, currently as it stands, Bayern and PSG have rejected the proposal. Man City are in consideration. Arsenal, Tottenham, Manchester United, Liverpool, and unfortunately it is with regret that Chelsea have also signed up for this, and I am absolutely, utterly ashamed of the decision. Now, I'm not going to quickly jump on the bandwagon and start staying in the club because we have done a lot of good things for the community. You know, we have one of the best owners in world football, so I'm going to wait until it's confirmed. But it's looking heavily likely, highly likely Chelsea are one of the clubs that signed up for this European Super League, and I'm utterly disappointed with this because it's shameful. It's honestly shameful. Players participating in the Super League will be banned from the Euros and the FIFA World Cup. It's a situation now, yeah, where FA, UEFA, Premier League are threatening it so bad, they're saying, right, if any players are involved in this European Super League, you can't play in the World Cup, you can't play in the Euros, you're certainly not playing in the Champions League, which is looking likely to get scrapped, and you're certainly not playing in the domestic league. So where does this leave the Premier League? Let's say hypothetically Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, United, Liverpool, they all decided, right, we're going off to the European Super League. So essentially all the best teams have left the Premier League. And now what happens to the clubs in the Premier League that are financially struggling? Your Burnleys, your Wolverhamptons, your Southamptons, your Sheffields, your Norwiches. What happens to those clubs that rely on TV money, that rely on playing the big boys, that rely on match day revenue for the fans? How are they going to feel financially? How are they going to survive financially? You know, it's not thinking about the smaller clubs. That's what makes football entertaining. That's what makes us football fans engage in the sport. This is simply ruining football. It's not exciting, that buzz that you're playing a massive away game in the Champions League against Real Madrid. That comes ever so often. That is a rare occasion. That's why it makes the atmosphere so special. But if you're playing Real Madrid, Juventus every other week, it takes off that buzz because you're playing them frequently. This is the thing, it ruins the game completely. Bayern and PSG are the reason all this fuss is happening. If they agreed with Florentino Perez, no one would have stopped the Super League. And I'm commending and I'm applauding Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain for not being involved in this. UEFA and Florentino Perez came to an agreement to change the format of the Champions League and not go on with the Super League project. But Real Madrid's president worked behind the scenes and managed to convince 12 teams, and he backstabbed UEFA. This is a farce. As far as I'm concerned, this whole thing is a shambles. People backstabbing each other left, right and centre. People working behind the scenes secretly to get this European Super League underway. The UEFA trying to change the Champions League format in 2024. This is supposed to be a protest to that. This whole thing is a complete mess and it's all broken today. All hell was broken loose. And where does this leave Chelsea? Because later on, there's some massive news I want to break. It's so damaging, extremely damaging. Even the governments are getting involved. The French government, the British government, the French president Emmanuel Macron supports UEFA and the French clubs for refusing to participate in the Super League. The French government will support UEFA in their attempt to stop Super League. Emmanuel Macron, the French president, thinks this European Super League threatens the sport and its solidarity. Kroenke will be the vice chairman in case the Super League goes through. Perez will of course be the chairman of the whole thing. Stan Kroenke of Arsenal was eager for the Super League to go through. He was Perez's best mate in this. Kroenke sees the Super League as the way to make Arsenal the biggest team in the world. This whole thing is an absolute madness. After the football federations around Europe, the European Parliament will react against Super League 2. It is graded as a disaster which affects much more things than football. If it goes through, the Super League will use the NBA model. The playoffs will have teams play 3 matches against each other, and the first team to win 2 matches goes through. The aggregate score will not matter in any sense of the imagination. Now here is a lineup, the executive board. If this European Super League goes ahead, Fiorentina will be the president, who is currently the president of Real Madrid. He will be the president of the whole thing. Joel Glazer, who is the Manchester United owner, will be vice president. Stan Kroenke, who is of course Arsenal owner, will also be vice president, and John Henry, who is Liverpool owner, will also be vice president. And notice there's a theme going on. Henry, Kroenke, Glazer, all 3 Americans now have had many complaints that they are one of the worst run owners in football. Look at the state Arsenal in financially and of course competitively. Look at Liverpool, barely spending money in the summer. A lot of their fans are complaining of their ownership. Same with Manchester United, complaining of the Glazers' ownership. There's a theme going on here. The money hungry, the money greedy owners are going and are loving the fact that there is a European Super League. There's a theme going on here. Money is ruining football. Why? Because when there's more matches in the European Super League, when you've got more matches against the best teams playing against each other, the match day revenue increases. The TV money, money and revenue increases. The broadcasting revenue, because more people are tuning in to watch the best teams play against each other. Therefore, it means that more money is produced from the game, more money from the staff, more money from the stadiums, etc. They're essentially lining the pockets of their owners. They only care about the finances and the money. That's it. What happens to the smaller clubs? What happens to the ethics, the morale of the sport? What happens? Straight out the window. And this is actually an embarrassment. Fiorentina will personally announce the Super League. He considers it as a thing that will save our beloved sport. It's actually embarrassing that he has the audacity to come out of this. And as so far, the 12 teams involved in the European Super League are Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and of course Juventus. And honestly, this is the most damning part of this whole thing. it has been confirmed that UEFA are preparing a 60 billion, yes, billion euros lawsuit against the European Super League's founding clubs, including Real Madrid. So let's get this straight. We're not talking million, we are talking 60 billion. Yeah? And just to put it into perspective, Roman Abramovich is only worth 14 billion. Yeah? And this is against all 12 clubs. So if you do 60 divided by 12, that's approximately 5 billion euros lawsuit against each club that have signed up for the European Super League. Probably Real Madrid will get the biggest chunk because, of course, Florentino Perez is the president for Real Madrid. He's the one who actually was the founder of this. So Real Madrid might get the majority of this. But that's so damaging financially to clubs like Chelsea and all the clubs involved. That could lead so many of our clubs bankrupt. This could be the end of football. This is absolutely staggering, and I cannot believe what I've just seen. Barcelona has just said yes, the club will announce their full support of the European Super League. This is simply ruining football. It's an absolute farce. It's an embarrassment. And European Super League is imminent. Now we're going to have to wait for statements. Statements are going to be released this evening, tonight. I personally can't believe it. I think that it's a disgrace to the sport. It's a disgrace to football. And the direction that football's heading in is really shameful. It's just really, really sad. But what are your thoughts, opinions? Leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.